What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel, Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name is Nicole and I'm a recovering addict. Sorry about the glare in my glasses. And this is my channel all about my recovery journey and helping other people and trying to smash the stigma surrounding maintenance medication and addiction in general. Before we get into this video, if you don't mind, please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help me out a lot. Share the video. That also helps a lot. And comment. Leave me a comment. Engage with me. I like hearing you guys' point of views. If you disagree with me, that's okay. As long as you're respectful, put it down in the comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way, hopefully, YouTube will let you know when I go live and when I upload. I have not been uploading pre-record videos a lot because I've just been going live, you guys. I find it so convenient, and I love just getting on here and chopping it up with y'all. And the reason I'm making this video is because I was live chopping it up with y'all the other night, and somebody had told me they really wanted me to make another video about my experience, different drug experiences. So for those of you guys that don't know, I do have a playlist with like 10 videos of it, sharing my different experiences using different substances: methamphetamine, heroin, oxy, roxycodone, which basically is the same thing, just different name brand of oxy, cocaine, everything. I've talked about everything I've used on my channel, and I'm really just transparent about it. Like, I want you guys to understand that when I share these stories, it's not because I'm glorifying getting high, because although getting high was fun at the beginning, honey, it got bad real quick, and I lost everything because of my addiction, so don't get it twisted. I know y'all are looking at all my great snacks up there. You know, my husband, he is literally a sugar fiend, so don't judge me. Don't judge me. Anyway, let me get into the story. So I wanted to take it back to one of the first drugs that I ever used, and that was methamphetamine. Methamphetamine and cocaine, I used those both when I was 17 years old. And what we're going to discuss today is we're going to talk about the transition from smoking and snorting methamphetamine to IV use, okay? So let's get into it. I'm going to take you way back to 17-year-old Nicole. 17-year-old Nicole, who was insecure, who was seeking the approval and validation of others, and had a boyfriend that was getting high too. So back in the day, I remember the first time I even got introduced to methamphetamine, I had tried cocaine. I was seeing this guy. He was a football player, and he was also like a really heavy weed smoker, and he also did cocaine. And so one night, I think I was like at his house, you know, hanging out or whatever, and he pulled out this little baggie with some cocaine in it. Of course, I did it, and I loved it. I've always been somebody who, honestly, you guys, I love being up and I love being down. I love all of it. I've always been a person who loves being extremely high or extremely nodded out. Hence, poly addiction. I was addicted to multiple substances for many years. So the first time like I ever really got into smoking and snorting methamphetamine, I was hanging out with this Mexican guy. His name was Marco, and I would go over to his house, and he was actually, I think, kind of I think he was connected to like the cartel or other people that were trafficking methamphetamine from Mexico into Arkansas, you know, Texas and all that. But he always had like mass quantities of ice. Back in the day, we called it just regular old methamphetamine. But now it has graduated to just all you can find now is these little crystal ices. And that's what this guy had. And I would just smoke it. Like, I would put it in one of those little glass bowls, or I would get it in a light bulb, and I would just smoke it. Honestly, you guys, I remember the first time I started smoking, I could feel the hair on my head. It felt like it was growing out of the holes. I know y'all know what I'm talking about. you know that feeling where I know you guys know, if you take too many mini thins or too many like stimulant pills and you can feel it like itching and like your hair's growing, like you're a damn chia pet. That's what it felt like. Chia. But I smoked meth for a long time. When I was hanging out with the Mexican guy, they always got this like crystal looking methamphetamine. What happened was I transitioned into hanging out with people here in Hot Springs, where I grew up, that manufactured methamphetamine. And so that meth was totally different. It was like a powdery, crystally substance, but it wasn't like ice like it is now. In fact, I remember I lived with a dope cook. His name was Nate. He's in prison, y'all, right now for the same situation. I think he's gotten caught cooking dope like 3 times. So I think he's in prison for a really, really long time this time. But he used to make anhydrous dope, okay? I have no idea how you make anhydrous dope. All I know is that I would sit at his house all day long shucking matches for the red phosphorus and then giving him those matchbooks with the red phosphorus on it. So I don't know how you do it. All I know is that I was there in the trailer. Then what would happen is after he would gas off the dope, it would like collect all around the Pyrex, right? And we would get these razor blades and scrape the dope off the side of the Pyrex. And you would have like a pile of just dope right there. And I would smoke it. I smoked it and I did hot rails. Now, let me tell you all about hot rails. If I didn't start shooting dope, I would have done hot rails for the rest of my life. I would do a hot rail and I would blow that smoke out. And I swear to God, do y'all know how the Roadrunner and the coyote on that one cartoon, and then the eyeballs would go like on a cartoon? I swear to God, that's what it was like whenever I was fucking doing hot rails. And I know this is like really probably crazy and y'all are like, damn, she's nuts. But that's what it was like. It was so intense. Well, eventually I started just seeing other people that were shooting up, you guys, and I didn't realize they were shooting up. Like I'd never seen anybody do it in front of me until I walked in the back bedroom of that dope cook's house, Nate's house, and saw him and my friend Tammy shooting up. And that's when I shot up for the first time. And after I shot up for the first time, you guys, that demon got a hold of me so quick. And all I wanted to do was shoot meth all day, every day. The only way I can explain to people who have never shot methamphetamine what it felt like is by relating it to sex, to orgasms. Because it's so strong. It's so strong that it's very strong. That's what it feels like, okay? And then also, imagine your body going from a regular body temperature and spiking probably like 10 to 15 degrees. Like, just your whole body gets so hot. My face would turn blood red. Like, it can't be good for you. It has to be deadly because, like, my temperature, my body would go up. My cheeks would turn really red. All up my neck on whatever side that I shot on, if it was left or right, would get all red all up my neck. Just talking about it like gets me kind of like, whew, mercy, because that's how strong it was, you guys. But anyway, and that's one of the things that, like, when I think back to that time and how strong that feeling was, that's one of the only things that, like, kind of makes me think sometimes, wow, I wish I could shoot a shot, you know. But what I have to do is I have to, like, remember, like, shooting a shot, what it did to me. It literally ruined my life. I lost my son. I lost everything because of injecting drugs into my body. And so I just don't want to lose that today, you know. If I could shoot dope responsibly and not have negative consequences, like, I'm sure I would. But that's just not how it is. I can't do it without losing my life. And that's just the fucking hard reality of it, you know? Now, getting off of IV methamphetamine was not difficult, like as in withdrawal. Like, the only thing I would need to do is go to sleep. But breaking the habits that I had formed and the group of friends that I had accumulated surrounding the methamphetamine use it was so difficult. It was like, imagine you leave a piece of food out in a house that's infested with cockroaches, and when you wake up the next morning, that food's covered in cockroaches. That's what it's like when you're trying to get away from people that shoot meth too. They're like cockroaches. They know where you live. They're going to find you. They're going to come to your house and ask you if you want to do a free bag with them. I mean, nonstop every single day. And it took me over 10 years to get away from those kind of people, you guys, to actually get away from people that get high. I had to change everything in my life. And I sit here and I tell you guys about my experiences shooting up and snorting and smoking and all that. Just so you know, when you snort methamphetamine, it feels like 1,000 needles are going into your nose. It feels like an ice pick is being shoved into your brain. That's what it feels like when you snort methamphetamine. That shit, it's like, once you snort it, damn, this shit is not supposed to be going up my nose. Because it is like snorting acid into your nose. Like, burning fire up your nose. And then your eye will start watering, and then you'll get the drainage, and then bing, you're off to the races. I always hated snorting, but I snorted for many years and smoked for many years because I wasn't a shooter. I always looked down on people that shot. I can remember saying, oh my God, that's only for junkies. I'll never shoot up. Only nasty people shoot up. Only addicts that live under bridges and are homeless shoot up. Guess what your girl became? An addict who was homeless, living under a bridge. And I was shooting up. So, it's just like the progression of addiction, it's so cunning. It happens so quickly. You turn around and the next thing you know, you're strung out. And let me show you something from years and years of snorting cocaine and methamphetamine up my nose. Do you see this side of my nose, how it's collapsed? Hold on. That's from snorting upside this nose all the time. Every time I look in the mirror and I do my makeup and I look at that shadow of how this is all collapsed into the side, I know it's because of my snorting drugs for so long. And when I have, like last night, I had a really bad sinus headache. It was just like that whole side, But anyway, the destruction that methamphetamine did to my body is like, it's terrible. Like, I have nerves, like really bad anxiety and nerve problems from shooting dope for many, many years. I have migraine headaches all the time. And I'm sure, and I don't know that it hasn't been proven, but I'm sure this is from years and years and years of addiction, and just putting my body through so much just hardship and just beating myself down. But one thing that I experienced using methamphetamine was that I was always around people who were out of their fucking minds. Therefore, I became out of my mind. And I've never been able to be around people that used meth that were living in a nice, clean house. Like, every time I've ever been around people that were getting high, it was like their whole house was just cluttered and pilfered and just stuff everywhere. Because what eventually happens with prolonged use of methamphetamine is you start experiencing psychosis. And so you start thinking that you did stuff that you didn't do, and you start thinking that you can, like, repair things that you can't repair. Like, I cannot tell you guys how many times I've taken apart electronics and thought that I was, like, literally going to be able to put this back together because I was high on methamphetamine. I cannot tell you how many times I thought I hid stuff in couch cushions and sliced the couch cushion open, or behind photo frames and ripped it open, and there was nothing there. It's all psychosis. So, yeah. That's my experience with methamphetamine. If you want me to make another video on a different substance, then drop it down in the comments down below. If you have any questions, leave them down below. If you have any stories of you using methamphetamine, leave them down below. Again, this is not to glorify shooting methamphetamine or getting high on methamphetamine. It is nothing you want to do because it will ruin your life. I love you guys. I'll see y'all tonight at 7. We have Dawn Searock coming on, and we are going to be talking about her recovery. So, love y'all.